Okay, welcome to my informative instructional video on how to play Flappy Bird. Now, Flappy Bird might be something you roll your eyes at, laugh at, swear at, or for the more positive people, it might be something you get excited about and enjoy playing, even though the hype has died down significantly. But here's a very serious question. How the heck do you actually play this game? Well, there are a couple of things you have to consider. Which spin-off are you playing? How high does the character rebound? How fast do they drop? How fast they move, how large they are, how tricky the gates are, and how good are your reflexes. Oh, and this might sound weird, but try playing the game with two hands, with one holding the phone and the other tapping the screen, because this will give you much better stability, precision, and control. However, if you're playing this from a tablet or a really large phablet, then you can totally forget about that, because really, I can't honestly imagine somebody with like an iPad Pro or something just trying to hold the phone with one hand and then you're trying to tap with the other, because that's gonna end up like a mess. It might drop the phone. But anyway, that's enough rambling already, so let's just dive into this and see how we do. So as everybody can obviously tell, this is the namesake original version of Flappy Bird, and I got 2, yay! They don't rebound too high, they don't drop too fast compared to some of the other ones. But anyway, let's just hope we get better and just keep in mind with what I said and just be patient. Because really, oftentimes these gamers, they're just not patient with the game and they end up raging and throwing their phone. Poor phones, they don't deserve to be abused like that, especially when they're so expensive. Okay, so here's hoping we can at least get like 10 or something in this session, because if I don't, it's gonna make my advice look like garbage. But you know what? That's okay. Because as long as I'm having fun, and as long as I don't end up killing my phone, then we're good. Oh, another thing I did not mention is occasional lag and stuttering, because if the frame rates drop, and then suddenly they just resume like that, you can just fling your character into a wall. I hate that. Thankfully, this one isn't too notorious for it, but there's another one where it's like, oh my gosh. Just a nightmare. Kinda cool that the bird's also changing colors. I think it didn't always do that. I guess it was like a newer update or something. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. Okay, so I think we're about to be our old record, and yeah, just as I barely beat my record, I die. But hey, I like that nice shiny metal. Okay, I should make a goal. You think we can try and get 20? Yeah, let's go for that. Don't know if I'll succeed, but if I don't, then I'll just have to quit, because I probably don't want to be here all day trying to score 20. Alright, I beat my record. Sweet! Now, please, let me get 20. Awesome! Great. Alright, so, oh, silver. So, okay, I'm gonna assume that one must have actually done, I was gonna say bronze, but that doesn't really look like bronze to me, honest. In all honesty, it looks like gold. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens if I beat this and, like, say, get 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or even 100. Though, I don't know if I'll achieve that. I just have to keep trying. I just gotta be positive, be patient, keep my advice in mind, and maybe we'll do it. Doesn't help that this room is sweltering, but whatever. That's the way summer is. Oh, summer. But despite the sweltering heat, to be honest, I think I'd rather take that over the freezing, biting cold. Ugh. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like the cold. I'm just not a fan of it. That said, I guess a balance is nice, but if I ultimately had to choose, I would just pick the summer all year round. Then again, which people, who would honestly pick to choose winter all year round versus summer? Who? Maybe a crazy person? Oh wait, I know who. Old Man Winter. So he can bother people. And throw snowballs at them. And make them slide on ice. Oh my gosh, that's not fun. Remember those days where I used to slide on? That was just awful. Now, about this game. So, clearly we're not doing as well as I would like. But that's okay. Maybe you might be able to love my advice better than I can. Or maybe not. The only way you'll know is if you try it. So, I'll try and give us a few more attempts before I move on to something else. So let's just see if we can make it to 30, maybe even 40 or 50. If not, then, like I say, I'm moving on. Just short of 11. Not impressed with that, not impressed. But at least I'm actually getting through one, because I hear some of you guys going, I can't even get through one. Oh. Thankfully, I'm not in that boat. I can usually at least get past 5. Well, for the namesake version, I should say, because some of the other versions is just mad. 6. Whew. Eight. Why not 80? It'd be so cool if I could upload this with 80. Show off my mad Flappy Bird skills, which I don't really have much of, but hey! At least I have the coolness, as in, you know, the patience. Okay, I let that guy drop a little bit too quickly, so let's see if we can do that again and try and at least get like 15 or something. Because really, that would be nice. That would be so nice. Okay, I don't know what I just did there. I don't know if I was paying attention or what, but here we go! I can just stop getting wrecked. Come on, man, that's just pathetic. Alright, what should I do? Should I move on? Actually, no, maybe I'll make this my last or second last attempt and we'll try something else. Okay, I don't know how many attempts I made, but you know what? Okay, so now here we are, back with Flappy Herbie Trolls of the Forest. That was Flappy Herbie Sega. Okay, no, can't unlock her. Not gonna pay for it, certainly not, that's just nonsense. Alright, let's just start with hard. Let's get tapping. Now, in this spin-off, as you can quite obviously tell, the character drops really, really fast. So, you have to tap the screen kind of fast. Repeatedly, too. For some reason, I think I find this a little bit more stable than the other one, and hence I'm probably just getting a higher score a lot quicker. Maybe it's because they also move faster. And oh, let's not mention, remember when I was talking about size? The character is pretty small, and so are the gaps between the gates, which in this case are bamboo. Look at that, 21, 22, 23. I couldn't achieve that on the original Flappy Bird. Or maybe because it's just harder. I wouldn't be surprised if I end up actually... Okay, never mind, I was about to say I'm gonna do 50, but that's what happens when you brag and boast, right? Okay, let's do this again, and if I fail, we'll move on to one of the harder modes, and we'll see how I do there. Alright, let's try something harder. So let's just go back, and let's go to harder, and let's tap. 0! 2! Wow, harder really is harder. Who would have thought? 2 again! Okay, we're doing this. We can do this. Let's get 10. Oh, I want to try and at least get 10. Wait, I have a high score of 17? Seriously? Can we actually try and beat that during this session? Or is that going to be unrealistic? I'm kidding, of course it's going to be realistic. Just maybe. Maybe. Okay, you know what? Let's get out of here. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, what's hardest supposed to be about? Okay, so the speed is the same, but the only difference is that the bamboo is actually moving, kind of going up and down. Something similar kind of happens in Flappy Bird, I think. But it's kind of weird they call hardest, when in my opinion, I think the other one is harder? Yeah, judging by my high score on this one, I have 9, and the other one, I have 17, so clearly this one is actually the hardest. Wait, is this one harder or hardest? I forget. No, it's just hardest. I lost track of what I was doing there. I was almost about to say, no, this one's easier. No, it's not. The reason they label it as hardest. Okay. I think we'll leave it there, and I'll get out of here.